There are moments when the world grows quiet enough to hear the sky breathe. For thousands of years, people looked up at the same slow, honest map of stars. It guided sailors across dark oceans. It inspired poets, farmers, and lovers. It carried stories, constellations stitched across generations. The night sky was one of the last things humanity truly shared. But something new is crossing that darkness now. A second horizon, made of metal, of signal, of money. A grid of moving lights, silent and precise, following the logic of contracts, launches, and profit. They are called megaconstellations. Thousands, soon tens of thousands, of small satellites placed into low Earth orbit, built to deliver internet to every corner of the planet, to connect ships, planes, villages, battlefields. Connection is the promise, convenience is the product, profit is the engine. And yet, as these promises rise, the old sky begins to fade. Astronomers have started to notice something unsettling. Long exposure images, once clean, once patient, are now scarred by bright streaks. Lines of light cutting through galaxies millions of years old. Telescopes that once watched the universe in silence now record interference from objects orbiting just above our heads. But the problem is not only scientific, it is human. Imagine a child growing up never seeing the Milky Way, not because of clouds, but because the sky itself has changed. Imagine a fisherman who can no longer navigate by the stars his father taught him to trust. A quiet ritual, lying on a rooftop, naming the shapes above, slowly replaced by moving points of artificial light. This is not only a story about brightness, it is a story about control. Who owns the sky when a handful of corporations can place tens of thousands of objects above every nation on Earth? Space was once a realm of shared wonder, a place beyond borders and brands. Now, it is becoming a marketplace. Scientists spent decades building instruments capable of seeing faint galaxies and ancient light. These machines listen to the universe with extreme sensitivity. A single bright satellite crossing the frame can erase hours, sometimes months, of careful work. Like a fingerprint smeared across a painting. The response from industry is calm, technical, reassuring. Darker coatings, different orbits, software fixes, coordination promises. Some satellites are now less reflective than before, but launches continue at speed. Permissions move faster than public debate. The sky changes quicker than policy. And somewhere between wonder and commerce, a quiet question waits. What is the cost of constant connection? This story is not loud. It doesn't arrive with explosions or disasters. It arrives softly. One extra light in the sky, then another, then hundreds. And inside this global issue are deeply personal moments. An astronomer waits all night for a faint signal from deep space. The exposure begins. Hours pass. Then, a chain of satellites cuts across the frame. The data is ruined. A desert elder walks with his grandchildren beneath the stars. They point upward at a moving line of lights and ask, "Are those the new stars?" He pauses, because the sky he knew is no longer the same, and there is no simple word for that loss. Around the world, the conversation is growing. Astronomers ask for limits. Dark sky advocates ask for protection. Some governments ask for oversight. Others argue that global internet access is a moral good, that connection saves lives, that education matters more than darkness. This is not a battle that will be solved by slogans. It asks something quieter. How much of our natural heritage belongs to everyone? Can progress exist without erasing wonder? Is it possible to connect the world without selling the night? There are paths forward, smarter designs, better coordination, international agreements that treat the sky as shared ground, not private infrastructure. Technology can adapt, but technology alone is not enough. Because what is really at stake is not just astronomy, it is perspective. The night sky once made us feel small in the best possible way. It reminded us that our lives were part of something vast and old. When we lose that view, we lose a kind of humility, and with it, a thread that quietly held cultures together. Tonight, if you can, step outside. Look up. Count what you can still see. Share the silence with someone else. Talk about what the stars mean to you. Because this is not only a story about satellites, it is a story about what we are willing to lose in the name of progress. The sky is changing. What we choose now will decide whether the night remains a shared place of wonder or becomes a map of private services humming quietly overhead. Tonight, the stars are still there. For now. Look up.